So welcome back everybody to the Gammain Sports Ground for this winter afternoon clash between the Gammain Grong Manong Lions and the Griffith Swans. The team is back together after quite a few weeks break. I think our last broadcast as a team was on the election day. Lots changed since then. The government's changed in Australia. Lots of things have changed in the makeup of the Gammain Grong Manong Lions, and our main man Andrew Corbett, he's going to go through those changes shortly. Andrew, you'll have to forgive Andrew today. He might be a little bit distracted because Riley Corbett's been named in the side over there today in South Australia, and Andrew's he'll give us an update later on when that game gets underway. So good afternoon, Andrew. Good afternoon to you, and we've got Baz back here again on the camera work, and Baz, with all his ability, he's been able to add a scoreboard to the broadcast, so you'll be able to see the without us having to refer to the scoreboard often and worrying whether it's right or wrong. And bear with us because I have to operate that electronically, and I'm sure I'll make a couple of mistakes during the afternoon. I'll do my best, but of course the viewers are hanging on the edge of their seats wanting to know has Baz won any meat trays while we've been off. And last Friday night he was successful with not only meat trays, but he won 20 metres as well. So congratulations, Baz. Most people have moved to the country for a sea change, but you've moved to the country, and the meat change has been a bonus for you. So we've got those little formalities out of the road, and we'll say good afternoon to our running game commentator and the McAvaney of the Riverina. I call him Andrew Corbett.
Thanks very much, Guy, for those compliments, and welcome back, Baz. As Guy was saying, it's been a while since we've been here covering the game for the club, and it's good to be back on a lovely day conditions. The sun's out shining after a cool morning, and looking for a good contest here today. The Gammain's had a little bit of indifferent form the last month. Lost to Tigers and a win against Coolman here at home, and then another loss to Mango. So today they'll be looking to get back into that winner's circle, and for the players to gain some confidence here today, coming up against a side in Griffith that is down the bottom of the ladder, but still should not be taken too lightly. They're a very competitive team, and Gammain sort of have some injuries at the moment, with young Matty Hamlin and Tom Anderson out of the side, along with Dan Foley. So there've been some inclusions back into the side. Is Sean Foley from the reserves, and Connor Smith, who made his debut last week against Mangappa, retains his place in the team for this week. Also, Michael Roffney and Mitch Taylor, the Orange boys, are not here today. So Gammain's had quite a few changes from last week, and they'll be looking to gain some confidence and get some system back in their play, as they've got some big games coming up leading up to the finals.
Yeah, Andrew, so the run home now, the important part of the season, or not that, the whole season's important, but, this run to the finals now, and the Lions, half a game clear, is it, I think?
Half a game clear, Guy, but behind Gully on percentage at the moment, and they'll be looking today to stamp their authority in this match and get a good result on the scoreboard. Yeah,
also conditions here today at the Gammain Sports Ground. We've got a northerly breeze. Once again, we say it might have a little bit of an effect, but it doesn't really worry top footballers. They don't. It might just help with a little bit of extra distance with the goal kicking, but it's definitely, you can probably see on the vision there that it's coming in from the north. So the left of your screen is the north, and the right, the Waterview Street end of the ground, is the southern end. Ground picturesque here, got a pretty good cover, like reasonably wet winter, but probably with not so many games in that winter period, Andrew, it's probably benefited. We've played away a lot, and so it's probably benefited the ground really. So no problems with the ground here today. Terrific surface at the Gammain Sports Ground, and that should bode well for we'd like to see a clean game, and yeah, we'll soon find out what's going to be.
Yeah, so the Lions are going to kick to the road end, and Griffith will be kicking to the dam end in this first quarter. So Jacob Olsen's gone to the goal square for the Lions. Give them a big target up there alongside George Alexander. So Dylan Cook in the ruck for the Lions up against Nathan Richards, and Richards wins that tap, but gathered by Jesse Lander. He's wrapped up in a tackle there by his Griffith opponent.
Yeah, incorrect disposal, I think.
And Owens will take the kick, kicks this one high, but sitting under it is Ben Walsh there. Mark falls free, he regathers it again, gets a hand pass out to Zach Burhop. He can't pick it up. Picked up by Griffith there, back inside to young Conlon. He chips this one back, look for Connell, cut off by George Alexander there, picked up by Kai Watts, drills this one down, almost marked there by Connor Krebser. Wraps up his opponent in a tackle there, and the umpire allows this to play on. Conlon picks it up, hand passes backwards, ball smothered and goes out over the boundary line there beside the Ganmain's behind post.
So we'll have a throw-in, boundary throw-in there in front of the Coolman Butchery. I mention it every time. Good quality meat from those Coolman Butchery guys, and they supply the meat trays to the club that Baz wins on a Friday night.
Umpire throws it in. Olsen wins the tap down into the goal square there. Racing for it is Jack McKegg. He tries to pick it up. Ball's wrapped up there, and the umpire will ball it up.
It's only 10 metres out from the Lions goal, right in their pocket. No, Swans goal, I should say.
Olsen tries to tap that down, gathered in by Griffith there, chips one out wide to Marishi there for Griffith, takes the mark in front of Burhop, plays it on there, and the ball punched over the sideline there by Matt Kanagi. With a throw in there in front of the broadcasting box.
The Quality Wool guys sponsoring that part of the ground there. So, any of you guys got any wool to deliver?
Cook and Richards in the ruck here. Cook front position, taps it down there. Jesse Landers grabbed without possession of the ball. Play on, says the umpire. Kai Watts tries to pick it up there, picked up by young Conlon there, and he's carried over the sidelines. The umpire calls for a throw in.
Players appealing for a free kick, but the ball will be thrown in front of the Landmark Narandra sign there. Those Landmark guys at Narandra, they'll be aiming for another big sheep sale in September.
Cook and Richards in the ruck here. Richards taps that down. Griffith showing plenty of intent at the moment there. Get this ball out, they clear it here. Comes back through the centre there. Seb Hamlin slips over there. The ball's out the back there to Jack Rowson. Gets a hand pass over the top there to his teammate. Tackled by Ben Walsh there, and the ball rolls through for a behind. First score on the board there to Griffith. James Nancaro kicked that one down. It was a grubbing kick there. Jack Susso to kick this one. He's got Ben Walsh long, but decides to go more up the centre looking for Dylan Cook. Cut off here by Owens. Rouston comes charging through there. Grabbed again by his Griffith teammate and kicks this one down, and it's a goal to Griffith. First goal of the game to Griffith. Young James Girdler has kicked that one. A good start by the Griffith Swans. Showing plenty of commitment at the ball there.
So the Beyond Bank scoreboard. 1 goal, 1-7 to the Swans. Lions yet to open their account. So we wait for the ball to come back to the middle.
Breeze will be favouring the road end, the end the Lions are kicking towards.
The Lions will be looking to capitalise that in this first quarter, Andrew. But the Swans opened up with a lot of endeavour.
Veteran Luke Walsh started in the middle of the ground. He looks like he's got the roll on Jack Rouston. Been playing very well for Griffith. Richards wins that tap down. Picked up by Jesse Lander. Gets a hand pass over the top there to Sam Martin playing on the wing. Goes left and right. Back to his left. Hand pass back to Matt Kanagi. Goes backwards to Seb Hamlin. Chips this one forward now. Looking forward. Lockie Parker goes through his hands. Griffith player can't pick it up there. Ganmain's contesting hard there. Picked up off the ground by Seb Hamlin almost. Lockie Parker gets one in the back there, but umpire says play on. This one's gone high. Almost marked there by Matt Kanagi. and it's gone over the sidelines in front of the scoreboard.
Throw in out there, toss up between the Logan Hitchens and the Tasco mob, both good supporters of the Lions. Of course, Logan Hitchens been on board ever since the inception of the Gammain Grongrong Manong Lions.
Richards wins this tap. It's gathered by Aaron Proctor there. Takes a bounce and chips this one high, looking for George Alexander. He has the hind position there, and it goes over the boundary line for a throw-in.
Throw in out there in front of the DJ's tyres. So we've got David Jones out there and also Rowan Brill from Brill Ag. Both good supporters of the Lions.
Umpire throws it in. Cook and Richards. Richards grabs this out of the ruck. Can't get his hand pass away there. Tried to be picked up there by Owen. And this is a bit of a stalemate there. The umpire will ball it up once again.
Need a clearing kick for the Lions here. Drive it deep into attack.
Cook wins that tap on that occasion. Picked up by Luke Walsh. He gets a grubbing kick forward there. Olsen in the lead of the ball. Can't pick it up. Grabs it now. He's wrapped up in a tackle there. Tries to get his kick away. Play on, says the umpire. Griffith clear this one. Underneath it is Dylan Cook here. Almost takes the mark. Gets his hand pass back to Sam Martin. Over the top to Aaron Proctor, who's cut off by Owens for Griffith. Gets a clearing kick up to the wing there. Under this one is Jack Sussay and takes a good mark there on the wing. Looks to come in board. The Lions players are covered there by their opponents, the Swans. Finds Jack McKegg clear there on the centre wing. Turns around, kicks this one in, looking for George Alexander there. He's run under the ball there. Kai Watts lays a big tackle, but his opponent Nick Conlon there hasn't got possession of the ball. It's a free kick to Griffith. He plays on, chips this one wide and finds Spencer there on the far back flank.
So Griffith doing all their attack out on the far side of the ground, which actually that's the side the wind's coming from. You wouldn't have thought, you might have thought the play would have favoured this side at the moment, but they're happy to attack out there, Andrew.
Yeah, defensive side for the Griffith Swans. Rouston gets his kick away, but it's gone out on the full, and it'll be Matt Canaggy to bring the ball back in for the Lions.
So Matt will kick it in out there in front of the Jason Lindsell electrical. Jason Lindsell, good supporter of the club, past president, and umpires nowadays, so very busy with his boys with all the electrical work around the Riverina.
Comes inside and finds Ben Walsh. He plays on. Chips this one long, looking for Alexander on the lead, and he marks it deep in the half-forward flank on the 50 there. Looks to play on. Calls for someone to come at him. Kicks this one long and high, looking for Olsen there. He's double teamed. Burhop tries to gather this one in there. Griffiths try to clear the ball here. Picked up by Rishi. He hasn't got possession of it. Play on, says the umpire. Back to Burhop. Goes to chip it inside there and finds Jack McKegg in front of goal.
Andrew, early in the game, Jack McKegg doing what he does best. He lurks in that forward line, forever moving around, presenting, creating opportunity.
Yes, with no Dan Foley there today, Jack's got to make himself a target there. And he's had a bit of the ball there to start this game.
So he's going to have to kick from 25-30. It should be pretty easy for Jack, we hope, here today.
Comes in and the ball has drifted to the right.
As often happens when I talk it up.
Gave him a bit of a rap, guy.
Yep. Never mind. I'm sure Jack will square the ledger before the day's out. As we wait for Griffith to bring it back in.
Foley for Griffith. Chips one short into the pocket to Conlon there. Kicks another one off to Rouston. There at the back line. Kicks one wide with his loping left foot kick there, looking for Richards. Gone through hands there, back inside Ben Walsh handballs. Charging through his Griffith. Gathered by Burhop, swings this one back around, but it's going to be out on the full, and it's a kick to Griffith.
Griffith guy there will kick it in front of the Jupiter Motors sign there. Jupiter Motors, Dobney Avenue, Wagga.
Rowson comes in board to Connell there. Gets it back to Rowson. He's already gave it a few kicks, but this one's smothered by Aaron Proctor there. Taps this one onto himself. Gets a hand pass over the top to Connor Krebser, but charging through his Griffith opponent there and clears the ball out wide. Martin and Spencer under this one. Martin has front position. Spencer gains possession of it though. Breaks his tackle. Gets a rough hand pass away. Cleared by Griffith. Up the wing now. Looking for their forwards there. Coming over the top is Josh Walsh. Can't be picked up there by these Lions teammate. Gathered by Ben Walsh. Hand pass on to his brother Josh. He's wrapped up his Griffith opponent there in a strong tackle, and the umpire will ball it up.
I just thought I'd come off while I was here.
So ball it up
right
just off the edge of the centre square, scoreboard side of the ground. Nothing in it here early. Both sides contributing pretty hard.
Lockie Parker taps that one now.
Umpire says he'll ball it up again.
Lockie Parker in the ruck on that occasion. Kirkman tries to tow it off the ground there, and he's been tripped, and a free kick. Play on, says the umpire. Burhop has the ball here on the wing. Sends this one long, looking for Olsen. It's gone over his head there. Runners are there for Griffith. They gather the ball here. Kick it wide, but it's going to be marked again by Burhop. 50 metres out. He'll look to pass this off.
We spoke about that breeze, Andrew. That ball there before coming in for the Lions. It carried the pack, so that's got a little bit behind it. And that should help with this goal that he's lining up for. He's going to have to kick from the 50.
He favours himself. He's got the breeze blowing over his left shoulder. Ball's on its way. And it's touched on the line there. Through from behind.
So the Lions can't get a goal, haven't got a goal on the scoreboard yet, so they've gone bank scoreboard.
Pressure,
Lions 2 behind. Swans 1 goal 1-7.
Sam Foley kicks that one in, but it's taken over the boundary line there by Jack Rouston. It'll be a throw in.
So a throw in out there in front of the centre care. Good sponsors of the Lions. They any of that NDS work, see them over there in Wagga.
It's back over the sidelines once again.
They specialise in that relationship and NDIS work. Important work for those that need it.
Argus and Sean Foley in the ruck there. Good wrestle there, tapped over the top by Argus. Cleared by Griffith on this occasion. Kick this one long and wide. Numbers for the Lions under this one. Jack Sussay. Matt Kanagi gathered by Sussay, gets his hand pass away. Then regathers, kicks this one in long and deep, looking for Olsen. Gone through his hands, over the back is Aaron Proctor. Gathered by George Alexander, tries to barge through. Gathered by Proctor then, off to Jack McKagan. He snaps truly, gives the Lions their first goal.
I told you Jack would pay me back, and he has, only a few minutes after he's missed that set shot. So that's quite often, Jack can quite often do that, Andrew. He's very good on the snaps.
Yep, no, he's plenty of pressure there from the Lions, which is good to see. And
Jack Sassay's
in the goal.
Strong start from Jack Sassay again. They're going to need that, Andrew. He's creating good attack there from across the centre and that half-back line.
Yeah, he gains a lot of possessions there, and he's been playing very well there over the last few weeks.
And I think we can see that the help of the breeze. So the long kick today, use that breeze, even if it carries the pack. Your Prummers can run on, string towards goal. Well, that's what I reckon. That looks good when that happens.
Sean Foley and Argus in the ruck. Argus wins that ruck on that occasion. Lockie Parker comes charging through, but he's wrapped up in a tackle there. The umpire called him. Throw it up. Tap forward there by Argus. Gathered by, he's tackled well there. Luke Walsh dives on the ball. Griffith tried to clear it there. It's tapped back to Cunnell there. Gets his kick away. Gets it long. Under it is Seb Hamlin there. His kick smothered. Gathered by Seb Hamlin then. Breaks back through the centre. Back to Luke Walsh. Overuse of the handball on this occasion now. And then Sean Foley kicks around the corner here. Under this is Kirkman and Marisha. Picked up by Jack Rouston there for Griffith. He can't get his hand pass away. Very scrappy football at the moment there. Charging through is George Alexander, puts a big bump on, picked up by Rouston again, gets his hand pass out wide, but the ball's going to roll over the sidelines and it'll be a throw in.
Rouston gaining a lot of possessions early, Andrew.
Yeah, his name's been called quite a bit, Guy.
The throw in will happen there in front of the Quality Wool people over there in Wagga.
Foley and Argus. Foley wins the tap on that occasion. Tap back by Argus. Kick off the ground, missed by Jesse Lander. Grabbed by Owens there. Cleared by Jack Rouston. But it's gone down the throat of Matt Kanagi. He can't hold the mark there. Gets his hand pass away. Gathered by Mareshi there for Griffith. He can't hold on to it. Chips over the top. Jesse Lander gathers it in. Hooks around the corner. Under this is George Alexander, but it's out on the full. It'll be a kick to Griffith there. Kick to Ralston.
Got to go back and kick over the mark, I think, might be the issue. So the kick he's going to kick in right directly below the commentary position. A really good view. Griffith going forward into that breeze.
Ralston chips this one over the top. Almost marked by Marishi there. It's back over the sideline.
Throw in now. The Lions have defended it and the ball will be thrown in only a few metres down from where the Griffith kicked it. Right in front of the wings here on the
Foley and Richards in the ruck this time, Guy, and it's gone over the back there. Jack McKeag taps this forward into the hands of Jesse Lander, running on Ibis Butters. Big hit there by George Alexander on his opponent, and the umpire's called for a ball up.
A little bit of feeling coming into it now after that hit, Andrew.
Umpire might have to hold this till this player's attended to.
What was wrong with that?
I didn't see the original hit. I was watching the play. Watching a little bit off the play actually, but I don't think there was too much a little bit about it, but it's just invoked a little bit of feeling. It's not uncommon to have a bit of feeling in the Lions versus Griffith. Of course, back in the day it was big feeling between the Maroons and the Griffith Swans, Andrew.
Yeah, no, the trainers will attend to this young fella.
Head, probably more of a head clash. He's holding his forehead, I think, so see when he gets up whether he'll probably have to come off for that mandatory period to be checked.
Young Jay Summers, young fella, but he's got to his feet.
Not quite as big as some of those hits in that State of Origin game the other night, Andrew. I wouldn't like to be lining up against some of those fellas.
Yeah, some big body fellas there, Guy, yes. The umpire's just about to recommence play here.
17 minutes gone. First quarter.
Now the umpire throws it up there. Richards tries to pick this ball up there. Owens kicks this off the ground there. Comes on to Kanagi, hasn't got possession there, but play on. Griffith send this ball long and high. Under this is Ben Walsh. No one can mark it. Gathered by Ben Walsh. Chips this one short, looking for Kirkman there. Ball's hit the ground. Charging through there is Griffith there. Kirkman taps this out to Ben Walsh. Play on, says the umpire. Kicks this one high. George Alexander and his opponent racing for the ball there. George gathers this in. Looks to swing it back into play. Got Jack McKeag under this one and almost takes the mark there. Plays on and kicks a goal for the Lions. That's Jack McKeag's second goal.
Jack McKeag good enough to position it himself. He read the play coming down the ground, and George Alexander might have been tempted to go for the long shot, but he was way too far out, even with the breeze behind him. Spotted up Jack McKeag, and Jack McKeag did not let him down on that occasion, and he didn't let me down either. So, well done, Jack.
Yes, no, he started very well. He's lining up at centre forward there, and he's be that focal point today with the absence of Dan Foley, and he's done the job so far in this match.
Yep. Good to see. Local product, Jack McKeag, dedicated to the Lions.
Foley and Richards in the ruck. No one can win that tap on that occasion. Kirkman gathers in, kicks this one high. Under the ball is Connor Smith. Picked up by Aaron Proctor on his left foot here. Kicks it forward, and it's almost marked by Olsen in the goal scare there. Tries to regather it in, gets a hand pass over the top to Kai Watts. Snaps, and it's through for a behind. Another behind for the Lions there. What's the score on the Beyond Bank scoreboard, Guy?
So we got the Lions 2-3-15, the Swans 1-1-7.
Pretty even quarter, although the Lions have probably had the majority of the play in their forward line, but
probably haven't quite capitalised on the breeze, Andrew.
Yep.
Connor, hold!
Yes, the ball in the hands of a lot of that's falling through, but that man Ben Walsh takes a strong march across half forward there, goes inboard, and Olsen takes a strong mark about 30 metres out.
Must be very
Good
timely.
hands then from the Lions.
Be timely to put one on the board before quarter time.
give them a bit more confidence. They're getting their hands on it, but they're just spilling marks and fumbling handballs, missing handballs, just sort of showing the confidence that the Lions have had earlier on in the season is not there at the moment.
There's a few occasions where you could possibly think, the long kick might come back into it a little bit more rather than, the 3 or 4 handballs that can come unstuck.
Olsen sends this one its way, but it's off to the left. Another behind for the Lions.
So that beyond bank scoreboard showing the Lions 2-4-16, Swans 1-1-7.
Foley to bring this one back in, and once again he finds Rouston deep in that pocket there.
Racking up possessions, young Rouston.
A heap of possessions in this first quarter. Someone that the Lions probably should be focusing on a little bit more. He's kicked this one high. Ben Walsh is on it. There's no talk there. Burhop in front. The ball's hit the ground. Coming through his butters. He can't pick it up. Coming over the top is Richards. Gathered by Burhop. Gets his hand pass off the ground there. The ball's in dispute there on the forward line. And the umpire will call for a ball up.
So a little bit scrambly late in the quarter. The Lions would love to come out of this, swing out of this pack with a shot on goal.
Richards taps that down to Jack McKegg, who hand passes on to Jesse Lander, and he's kicked a lovely goal from the boundary line.
And I preempted that. I was calling it ahead of what had happened, and exactly what the Lions needed was to come out of that pack with a goal. And there is enough time to get another goal, Andrew, and make it a lot more respectable for go into quarter time.
3 goals. 3.
You have.
Yeah, come take it.
Oh, yourself again.
Yeah.
Wait for the ball to come. Ball's back in the centre, and the umpire will ball it up.
Young Connor Smith comes to the boundary line,
That's great there.
and onto the ground comes Connor Krebser.
That's all 3 great.
Hey.
Foley taps the ball down, but Richards gets it forward to Daniels on that occasion. He's put it right down the throat of Ben Walsh, set at centre-half back for the Lions. He looks to send this long. It's a big high kick. Leading out to this is George Alexander. Can't take the mark. It's punched clear by his Griffith opponent. Gathered in there by Griffith. Back to Richards. Back to Daniel. Chips this one over the top looking for Owen. And he takes a mark in the centre of the ground for Griffith. Plays on. Swings onto his left. Back onto his right now and kicks this one long. Over the back is Toscan, but he can't hold the mark. Josh Wells tries to pick it up, and wrapped up in a tackle there is the Griffith opponent, and the umpire will ball it up in that forward pocket there for Griffith. Foley and Argus in the ruck. No one can win it on that occasion, and the umpire called to ball it up once again.
Ben Walsh doing plenty with those possessions too, Andrew.
Yeah, no, he's had a few possessions so far. Gamain try to clear this one. It's a kick out wide, but under it is Griffith there, and it's a good mark taken there by young Ray, Archie Ray.
So he's going to kick. It'll be a little bit more than 45 metres. He's kicking into the breeze, so we'll get a good handle on what the breeze is. He'll have to be a good kick to goal this from there. He may well do it.
Kicks on its way. It's a helicopter kick. It's falling short, but it's punched clear by Jack Sussay and over the boundary line. Good to see the young Jay Summers back on the ground there after that hit, Guy. Hasn't taken any effects.
Yeah, that's good. Throwing in front of the Alan Harris McDonald funeral directors from Wagga Wagga.
No one's touched that one. It's hits the ground. Gathered by Aaron Proctor there. Gets his hand pass back inside. Gathered by Daniels. Tries to get one over the top to young Summers. He tries to dodge around a couple. Back to Daniels. Kicks this one high to the hot spot. Under this is Ben Walsh. The ball hits the ground there. Gathered by Griffith there. Hooks this one back, and they've got another one. Another goal to Griffith.
Probably just a little bit easy there, Andrew.
Young Girdler.
The Lions just relaxed a little bit there, and he was in the finish. He was able to straighten up and go for goal. So the beyond bank scoreboard with 24 minutes gone in the quarter. The Lions 3-4-22. The Swans 2-1-13.
Yes, there was a few up there and not enough staying down on that occasion, and ball gathered in by Griffith, and that's their second goal for the quarter.
Still time for another goal. Lions, if they can clear from the centre, go with that long kick, and if you can't mark, get those crummers. Umpire comes in, throws it up.
Foley and Richards in the ruck on this occasion, gathered by Luke Walsh. Kicks this one long and high, under it is Alexander, but he takes a strong mark there. And he'll line up for goal on a 45-degree angle, about 45 metres out.
I've called it again, that long kick out of the centre, and Alexander was up to the task of marking it. That's really his forte. He's very hard to stop when he's got that position, Andrew, when the ball's delivered to him in that situation.
Clearance there to Luke Walsh.
Veteran Luke Walsh, he's also racking up plenty here today.
Ball looks good off the boot, and it's going to go through for a goal.
Good all the way. We're right here behind it with this in this broadcast position, and it was perfect the whole time it left the boot, Andrew.
That's George Alexander's first goal.
The on-bank scoreboard, the Lions 4-4-28, Swans 2-1-13. Might be time for another one. 25 gone, but remind you that we did have a little bit of time off for that player to go off after the head clash.
Cook and Richards in the ruck on this occasion. Richards wins the ruck. Cook tries to gather in, he's shoved out of the way, picked up by Jesse Lander, can't get his hand pass out, and the umpire called for a ball up. Both sides struggling to break free.
Lions need to clear it again like they did through Luke Walsh there a while ago.
Richards wins that tap down, out to Sam Martin on the wing that gathers this one back to Cook. He's almost tackled, he is tackled strongly there by Payne, and he'll get the free kick there at centre half forward for Griffith. Kicks a wobbly one up, but underneath it once again is Ben Walsh. Takes a strong mark in defence, looks to kick this one wide.
Griffith be disappointed with that kick into attack, Andrew. It fell well short.
Yeah, it was a mongrel old punt down. Ball comes inside to Kirkman from Josh Walsh there, and he looks to play on. Tips this one high, looking for George Alexander on the lead again. Punched well, clear by his opponent there, and it's out over the sidelines for a throw in.
Throw in out there late in the quarter in front of the Coolaman Steelworks sign. Those guys up at Coolaman.
And the Lions in front here, they've the last 3 weeks have had terrific starts to their games. I wouldn't say today's been a real flash start, but they're in front on the scoreboard and just need to continue to press forward and get that confidence back into their game. Tackle the fumbles there on occasions.
Yeah, I think, Andrew, we spoke about it, like when they go long, I know it's not the big game plan today to go long all the time, but when you've got a fine day with a breeze behind you, I really think it's a good advantage. And with that marking power of George Alexander up forward, if it can be delivered to George Alexander, and if he's predominantly one out, he's more times than not he's going to mark it for you. So we'll come back with the second quarter. The Swans will have the breeze, and they'll be keen to see if they can use it to their favour on the scoreboard. So we'll be back with the second quarter shortly. So we're back here at with the second quarter. Lions versus Griffith Swans. Swans now have Swans will have their breeze at the back.
Richards grabs that one out of the ruck, gets his hand pass forward there, and umpire says he's been caught with the ball, and it'll be a free kick to Aaron Proctor there. Looks to kick this one out wide, looking for Luke Walsh. Tries to take the mark, but spills free. Gathered by Ben Walsh. Dodges around his opponent. Chips this one up, looking for Kai Watts, who takes a mark there in front of the members' stand. Kicks this one long on his loping left foot. Looking for Olsen, who's muscles with Foley on that occasion for Griffith. Ball's on the ground, gathered by Jack McKegg. Gets one out the back. Grabbed by Morishi there. I think that's right. Looks to pass this one into his team up, but gathered by Sam Martin there. Picks it up, swings this one high on his right foot, but it's through from behind. First score of the second quarter to the Lions. Lions move the ball well then down to the forward line quickly. Foley to bring this back in for Griffith. Sam Foley. Looks to kick out to the scoreboard side. No one contests that one. Tap back in by Olsen to Jack Sussay. Back to Sam Martin. Chips one short to Lockie Parker there on the 50 for the Lions. He'll look to send this one in long deep. He's got George Alexander on a long lead. It's gone over his head. Gathered by Aaron Proctor. Hand pass back to... Kyrie Watts back to Aaron Proctor, who gathers it in and snaps for goal.
Goal umpire doesn't move. That tells the story.
First goal of the second quarter for the Lions.
That takes the Beyond Bank scoreboard for the Lions. 5-5-35. The Swans 2-1-13. Andrew, just notice when that Griffith guy kicked out, we keep talking about that breeze. Well, it carried the pack and a bit of a trap for players. The Griffith guy was well under the ball, so they can really use the breeze, with that long kick.
Yeah, no, the Lions seem to be on song there this week with their defensive pattern there in the forward line, trying to keep that ball in from the kick-ins. On the occasions over the last few weeks, they've been cut to ribbons by opposition sides who have been able to get it over the top and get it forward quickly.
Right, so
but today they've sort of learnt their lessons again.
They've worked on that through the week then.
Yeah, they've been good so far today. Still a way to go, but back in the ruck is Dylan Cook and Richards. Richards wins that one and it's down to Jesse Lander, but he can't pick it up. Gathered by Griffith there. Chips this one short, looking for Griffith there, and takes the mark in front of Seb Hamlin. Looks to kick this one long and low, but that's on another mark to Ben Walsh. Racking up possessions across half back there for Lions. Kicks this one back inside to Kirk Martin. Takes the mark, plays on, chips this wide to Sam Martin on the far wing. Comes back inside Summers. Chips it over the top, high. Under this is Luke Walsh. Takes a good mark. No, it's spilt free. Owens gathers this back in. He's playing well for Griffith. Kicks it short, but it's gathered by Josh Walsh there across half back for Lions. He plays on quickly. Ball's punched clear. Trying to be picked up though by Jesse Lander. Ball's gone backwards there. Gathered by Jesse Lander. Onto Sam Martin. Back to Jack Sussay. Tries to get his kick away. It's smothered. Gathered by Owens there for Griffith. He's wrapped up in a strong tackle there by Luke Walsh. And the umpire will call for a ball up.
Jesse Lander did well there to clean up his first little spill, and then he was able to regather, but the Lions, they couldn't clear the area.
Up in the ruck then again is Cook and Richards. Handball comes out to Jack McKeag there. He's wrapped up in a strong tackle and he's caught the ball there by Cunningham, and it's a free kick to Griffith.
Umpire's pretty keen to play that today. I don't mind, as long as they do it all day.
Goes to chip this one back inside. Under this is Burhop, but it's marked by Barter there. Goes to play on. He's got a man free over top in Argus, and he's marked inside the 50 there for Griffith. That's Daniels. Sam Daniels taking the mark. 45-degree angle, 40 metres out.
So you go back for a deliberate shot. The distance won't be a problem because he's only going to kick from 40 with a breeze over his shoulder. So it's all down to accuracy.
Grabs the grass and throws it in the air. I don't understand these days, these players. They grab the grass and throw it up as high as their knee. Doesn't give them much indication which way the wind's blowing, but whether it's just habit. But he kicks on its way. And it's a good kick, and it's straight through the middle for Griffith. That's their third. Sam Daniels on that occasion. Good reply to the Lions' first goal of the quarter.
I think I can remember seeing Andrew Corbett back in the day. He picked up the grass and he threw it up above his head, and that told him which way the breeze was going. And he probably passed that down to Riley, and that's why Riley was a successful forward for the Lions. And we wish him all the best for his game this afternoon over in the South Australia League.
Yeah, Westies have kicked the first goal of the match over there playing Port Adelaide. 26 games in a row Westies have lost. They'll be looking to get their first win for a long, long time today against a depleted Port Adelaide reserve side.
So I told you he's the McAvaney of the Riverina, and he's going to keep us updated all afternoon as well as call this game for us.
Cook and Richards in the ruck on that occasion. The ball's come down, gathered in by Owens there. Gets his hand pass away there. Charging through is Luke Walsh, but he's wrapped up in a strong tackle. And the umpire's saying, you'll call the ball, son. Free kick there to Cunliffe for Griffith. Gets to his feet slowly now. Allow the Lions to get back in defence there. Sends this one long and high. Under it is Walsh. Goes over the back there. Toscan can't pull this one in. Tapped out by Josh Walsh. Onto Aaron Proctor to Carnegie. His kick smothered. Charging through is Luke Walsh. Back out to Aaron Proctor. Gets his kick away there. Goes wide looking for Sam Martin. Ball's on the ground there. Gone through the feet of Kirkman. Gathered by Griffith there. Goes to send this one back in. Toscan marks it deep on the sideline there. And he'll look to have a shot deep in that pocket about 30 metres out. Very tight angle.
Be a good kick if he gets it, Andrew, but the breeze might help him a little bit. The breeze is going to come over his right shoulder, so if he floats it up high enough.
Comes in. Kicks on its way. Looking good off the boot. The umpire hasn't moved and he's put it through. Good goal to Toscan.
So he's used it to his advantage.
And what's the score at the moment on the Beyond Bank scoreboard,
So
Guy?
The Lions 5-5, 35. The Swans 4-1, 25. So straight kicking to the Swans. So the times that the Swans have been in their 50, Andrew, they've converted fairly well actually.
Yes, they've been very accurate. And,
The
they're
Lions,
hanging in there.
the Lions have probably been inside 50 a lot more. They've had 10 scoring shots, but they've had more opportunities than the Swans.
Riley Corbett's just registered a goal on the scoreboard. His first goal for the West Adelaide Football Club in senior football.
Well done, Riley.
Cook and Richards in the ruck. Richards taps this one over his shoulders. Charging through is Luke Walsh there. Really throwing his body in. Out to Sam Martin. A good hand pass by Jack McKeag to him. Tips this one over the top into no man's land. Ball bounces.
Charging for the runners.
Coming through there is Lockie Parker. He can't pick it up. Lions seem to be falling over and fumbling here today there. Ball comes out to Rouston there. He charges through, gets a hand pass out to Young Summers. Play on, says the umpire. Free kick over the top to Owens, who's playing well for Griffith. Daniels can't gather this one in. Charging through is Ben Walsh there. Gets a hand pass to Lockie Parker. His kick smothered, picked up by Jesse Landon. Kicks this one around the corner there. Charging through is Jack Rouston. His ball stolen by Jack McKeag. Back to Ben Walsh, on to Sam Martin, kicks this one high. Under this is Connor Krebser. Ball's gone through hands there, gathered by George Alexander. Breaks a tackle, kicks this around the corner. Ball's gathered by Sam Foley, charging through there for Griffith. Kicks this one wide. Under it is Sam Martin. Ball's gone over the back there, picked up by Griffith. On to Young Summers, gathered by Ben Walsh. Back to Kirkman, he's almost tackled there. Gets his kick away. Picked up by Summers, he goes to ground, gets his hand pass away onto Spencer, looks for Payne and hits him on the chest in front of Josh Walsh there. Similar position to James Toscan's last shot on goal for Griffith.
Well, what he has to do, Andrew, is emulate that kick by Toscan. Yeah, like you said, he's in that near exact the same position. The breeze is still coming in. If he floats it up straight enough, and the wind will do the rest. But it's always easier from up here.
Kicks on its way. Looking good. No, the umpire's called it
Offline.
Offline to behind.
So the Lions 5-5, 35. The Swans 4-2, 26.
Jack Sussay
10
bring
minutes
the ball
gone.
back
Second
in.
quarter.
Kicks this one out long and wide, looking for Ben Walsh. It's gone over the sidelines, and it'll be a throw in there.
Throw in out there in front of the Gammain Bakery, or will it be a free kick, Andrew?
Well, he played on. He was out of the square when he kicked it, so
Right,
it should be a
okay,
throw in.
So a normal throw in front of the Gammain Bakery. Those bakers of the famous Gammain pies that supply not only this club, they go all over the Riverina. Very popular.
Ball comes in. No one can win that tap on occasion. Kicked up with the left foot there by Jesse Lander, but marked by Marishi there for Griffith. Dodges around one, gets his hand pass back inside to Conlon, back to Conlon, gets his kick away, fires this one in there, under it is Ben Walsh, but it's a good mark to Payne there in front of Ben Walsh. Out pointed him there, and he'll go to line up. 40 metres out on a slight angle.
So look,
It's been all Griffith the last 10 minutes, Guy.
well, they've come out, Andrew. We spoke about it at the start of the second quarter. You know, whether Griffith are going to use the breeze, and that's exactly what they've done. They've, you know, done some penetrating kicks, and then the Lions have not been able to break it away, take it away on that defensive side.
Kick's on its way, and the umpire likes it. It's another goal to Griffith.
That evens it up here, Andrew, on the Beyond Bank scoreboard. Lions 5-5-35, Swans 5-2-32. Close game. The Lions certainly have not got this game on their own terms, and they're under pressure here halfway through the second quarter.
We need someone to play
We need a big lift from the Lions now. They've been certainly challenged by Griffith. Cook and Richards in the ruck.
Yeah.
Get their hands on it and get a clearance out of the centre here.
Doggy trapper for Crow
Richards tries to tap that down, gathered by Cook. He can't get his kick away. Butters wraps up a tackle there, charging through is Luke Walsh. And the umpire will call for a ball up once again.
You can see the desperation on Luke Walsh as he charges in, tries to do what he can to clear that ball.
Cook wins the tap on that occasion. Coming through is
Comes again. High tackle.
Luke Walsh, and he gets a free kick there.
Well, he'd be well rewarded there. He said his endeavour is the ball the whole time, is Luke Walsh.
Kick is smothered there. Gathered by Butters almost. Connor Krebs can't pick it up. Picked up by Richards. Gets his hand pass away. Back to his Griffith teammate there in Cunnell. He can't pick it up. And the umpire called for a ball up once again.
So ball up on the point of the square. Gammain attacking 50, just outside the 50.
Cook and Richards in the ruck again. Richards wins that tap. Punches it forward. Racing after Zach Burhop there. He cops a good bump by Rouston there. It's winded him. Umpire calls play on, and Owens is wrapped up in a strong... No, he's been to be caught with the ball, and it's Kirkman on this occasion has the free kick. Looking to send this in long. Goes short, out wide, looking for Aaron Proctor. He marks the ball in front of the members. Plays on short. Looks for Butters. Finds him there. Takes a mark. Just off half-forward flank there.
Lions looking for options.
Looks to send this one in. Goes through the hands of George Alexander. Cleared here by Griffith. It's a grubby old kick out to the wing. Both Gammain opponents fall over there, and the ball's gone over the sideline. And it's a throw in front of the Lions' change bench.
Well, the ball beat everyone that time. Andrew beat the Lions and Griffith also with its bounce. That's what can happen in this game.
Argus and Cook in the ruck. Over the back it goes. Gathered by Butters there. He can't get his hand pass away, and Kirkman's wrapped up in a tackle there by his Griffith opponent.
Yeah, we know you can't take them on nowadays. You've got to be able to get rid of it. You can't just take them on and think you've got to get away with it.
Gertler gets his kick forward. Charging through again is Luke Walsh. But he's caught with the ball. And Daniels has the ball. Free kick to Sam Daniels. Griffith teammates calling for a 50 there, but it,
Might have been a little bit lucky to get away with that one, but
he let it bounce. Daniels looks to send this in. He's got Jack Rowson on the lead here. He's clear, and he takes a good mark in front of Ben Walsh. Found the hole there, and he'll go back and line up. Very classy player, Jack Rowson. He's been getting a lot of the ball in this first half.
Andrew, if he converts this will put the Swans in front on the Beyond Bank scoreboard.
It's been all Swans this quarter.
Yeah, they've come out firing, and the Lions just haven't got the answers to the Swans' attack. 15 gone for the second quarter.
Rowson comes in on his trusty left foot, sends this one in. Looking good off the boot, but it's just drifted to the left. Through from behind.
Who's winning at the moment?
Jack Sasse brings this into Aaron Proctor, takes a mark for the Lions. Tips one short, finds Kirkman. This one across to Sean Foley, who takes a mark low on that far half-back flank for the Lions. Lions trying to work this one out of the fence. Goes back and sends this one high, but gaining front position there is Payne for Griffith in front of Seb Hamlin.
They've got
Go
all,
back and send this one back in for Griffith.
they got all the answers this stage of the quarter, Andrew.
Kicks this one long and high under it is Richards, but he can't take the mark and the ball goes over the sideline. So we'll throw in.
Throwing out there in front of the Gammain News Agency sign, so get down there and see Phil and Sharon for all your newspaper and cards, and if you want to do a bit of gambling on the lotto, you can get it all down there.
Richards in front position, taps it over the back to Butters there, to Kanagi, on to Ben Walsh. Looks to send this high, under this is Jesse Lander, he can't take the mark. Agnew's got plenty of pressure on him, back to Nankaro, gets one over the top there looking for Spencer. He taps it around toes and kicks it back inside there to Rowson. He gathers it in, gets a hand pass back to Cunnell. It's all Griffith at the moment. Kicks this one wide, looking for Daniels on his own. He marks on that half-back flank.
It's one of those situations, Andrew, it almost appears though that the Swans have got more players on the field, but it's not that, it's just they're creating space and using it better.
Jack Sussay gets that hand pass back, but it's cut off again by Griffith there. Young Marishi looks to play on there and send this one back in and high. Under it is Richards here. No one can mark the ball. It's over the back. It's gathered
Oh,
by
it's hit the post, I think,
Toscan,
Andrew.
and it's hit the post by.
So behind there for the Swans, let off for the Lions.
Ben Walsh marks this deep in the pocket there for the Lions. Called the play on. Chips one long and high looking for Sean Foley. In front is Butters. He can't take the mark. Wrapped up in a tackle. The umpire will ball it up there in front of the broadcasting box.
Ridden to the ground with no prior.
Sean Foley and Argus in the ruck. Argus wins that tap down. Regathers it. Gets his hand pass to no one. Gathered by Owen. Gets a hand pass away. Ball bounces. Gathered by Aaron Proctor. Has time now to deliver. Chips one over the top looking for Kirkman. Finds him in the centre of the ground. Lions having trouble finding players free in advantage positions. Comes inside to Sam Martin. Centre of the ground for the Lions.
He spots up Jack McKeag wide. No, he doesn't like that option.
Over to Kirkman, back to Seb Hamlin running on here, sends this one in long, looking for Olsen, he's under this one, takes a good strong mark, read it best there, and go back and have a shot, 30 metres out, on a slide angle.
Good vision there, Seb Hamlin, Andrew. He came out of the centre, also was leading a little bit to the side, and I think also realised, well, Seb's aiming at me, so he straightened up his lead and got away from his Griffith opponent. And we need also to come in and convert this.
Yeah, good run and attack there by Seb. Other Lions teammates seem to be going back into their shell, and anyway, this one's gone wide from Olsen. Gone to the left and he's missed.
Again, I've spooked him up too early. The on-bank scoreboard, the Lions 5-6-36, the Swans 5-4-34, 18 gone.
Sam Foley brings this one long and up the centre. Under this is Olsen and Richards. It's gone through the pack. Over the top, Sam Daniels gets an errant hand pass over to Kanagi. Cut off, out to Sam Martin on the wing. Takes a mark. Looking for options downfield. Kicks this long. He's got Ben Welsh pushing forward off the half-back line there. Takes a mark 55 metres out. He's going to swing round on his left there and send this one in long. Looking for George Alexander. Sets this one up. And it's a good strong mark by Alexander. Over his opponent there. And he'll go right up for the goals. Over young Best there. He was too strong on that occasion. Quick ball movement by Ben Walsh there.
Yeah, a good low trajectory drop punt, Andrew, right to where George Alexander had, you know, just a little bit of drop on his opponent.
Yeah, to his advantage.
Yeah.
That's right.
So,
Up.
good skills there off the boot from Ben Walsh, and superior skills from George Alexander in the air on that occasion.
I think he's just
No,
stuck
he's
that
off-
to the left.
he's
Yep.
offline.
He knew it as soon as it left his boot. He wasn't happy with it. It's a missed opportunity there for the Lions. Lions just seem lack of confidence out there at the moment, Guy. They've probably drifted in a little bit of complacency after their efforts the first half of the season. When you fall into that complacency trap, the simple things start to fault. And today the simple skills and that are not there. Ball comes out wide and Zach Burr hops back on the ground for the Lions. It's gone over the boundary line.
So
And it'll be a throw in.
Throw in there in front of the Ag and Vet guys down there in Waterview Street, down Main, for all your chemical and fertiliser supplies.
Ball's thrown in. Under this is Cook and Richards. Gone over the back there. Grabbed it by Owens. He tries to get his kick away. And he's deemed to be caught with the ball. It'll be a free kick to Kai Watts on this occasion. Goes to send this one in long and low. Under it is Foley, and he takes a well-judged mark in front of Olsen there. Chips this one over the top and finds Cunningham there for Griffith, deep in the pocket. He's going to have to send this one long out to the wing there. And he finds a teammate there in young Wallace. Takes a mark there in front of the Griffith box. Another left footer swings around on his left, looking for Argus, gone through his hands. Over the back is Toscan, back onto Argus, goes to come back inside. Over the top to Toscan. He's wrapped up a tackle there by Sag Hamlin. Ball falls free. Play on, says the umpire there. Wallace gets it back out to Spencer. He's wrapped up by Susse there. Ball's gone high. Under this is Kirkman. Takes a good chest mark. He'll look to move it out to the fat side. Over to Zach Burhop here. Plays on. Chips one over the top. It's going to hit the ground in front of Sam Mutt. No, he uses his superior leg speed and takes that mark on the far wing there for the Lions. Looks to bring it inside there and finds Seb Hamlin, who's finding a bit of run at the moment, which is good to see off that half-back flank for the Lions. He's just held up now of his kick. Looks to Olsen leading out strong from full forward. He's going under this one. Punch cleared by Richards on that occasion. Getting back in defence. And the ball's wrapped up there at centre half forward. The umpire called for a ball up.
The Swans paying Olsen a lot of attention there, and why wouldn't you? Top ruckman of the league, 3 on him, so the Lions might have to occasionally look for other options, Andrew.
Yeah, lower their eyes. There must be someone else free. The ball comes out from that pack out to Martin on the wing there. He tries to gather it in, gathers it in at his feet, chips it back to Luke Walsh on the wing there for the Lions.
Coach Sam Martin racking up quite a few possessions, and then he's also trying to bring guys into the game and getting some...
Kicks this one long and high. George Alexander's been caught high on that occasion, flying for that mark, and he'll go back and take a shot. Similar to his position from the last attempt.
Yep, well he'll know what he has to do to slot this one through, Andrew, and he knows what the breeze is now. 23 gone, so there's plenty of time even after this goal, if it's a goal.
The Lions just need one here to steady the ship. It's been all Griffith in this quarter.
Of course, we know the Lions are missing some of those prime movers from early in the season, but that's no excuse. That really just gives someone else an opportunity.
Kicks on its way. Looks good off the boot, but it's just drifted to the left and gone through hands from behind.
The Lions, that beyond bank scoreboard, 5-8-38. The Swans, 5-4-34. Nothing in it. At the latter stages of the second quarter.
Sam Foley looks to bring this back in for Griffith. Coming out to the grandstand side. The ball's gone through hands and out over the line. There'll be a throw in front of the Griffith box.
Half back, was it? Boy, Walshy, what's half back? Good, just at a half back flank.
How are we going in South Australia, Andrew? We had time to look.
Well, I've had no more updates at this stage,
Okay.
Guy. I'll check it shortly. It's punched by Richards on that occasion for Griffith. Kirkman tries to gather it in and the ball's gone over the sideline. Hasn't gone out yet, but now it has, and it'll be a throw in front of the box.
Lions look to set themselves after this with this throw in. See if they can shark it from the ruck and get to their rovers. Create something late in the quarter.
Late in the first quarter over in Adelaide, it's Westies 32 to Port Adelaide 14. This may be the day. Aaron Proctor kicks it.
The siren goes for half time here at the Gammain Sports Ground, and it's really, Andrew, it was really Griffith's quarter. They came out and they used the breeze, they kicked long, they kicked straight, and that caused the Lions, they really had to rally and to get ahead again on the scoreboard. 4 points in it, which is nothing. And yeah, we're fortunate that Andrew's been able to give us that information from Riley's game in South Australia. So it's really, back in the day when you used to listen to the football, Andrew, they have what they call around the ground scores. So who would have thought we'd have around the ground scores from the Gammain Sports Ground to South Australia? But that's what we got today with the aid of modern technology. So So we'll go in half-time, Andrew. The Lions will regroup and they'll come out and they'll be needing to capitalise on that little breeze and put a good break on in this third quarter.
Very important quarter, this third quarter for the Lions.
So we'll see you for the third quarter.
Back here at the start of the third quarter between the Lions and the Swans. Good players so far for the Lions. Ben Walsh has been very dominant across half-back there for the Lions. Luke Walsh running through that midfield has shown a lot of courage and determination there. Aaron Proctor's been handy. Up forward, George Alexander's been a focal point there along with Jacob Olsen. And down back, Jack Sussay. Kirkman have been also strong across half-back there for the Lions. For Griffith, Jack Rouston's in very good form in his first half, along with Richards in the ruck. Up forward, Payne and Toscan have been looking dangerous for Griffith. Down back, Foley. So Richards and Cook in the ruck. Richards wins it for Griffith on that occasion, but Jack Rouston's wrapped up in a strong tackle there from Aaron Proctor and Luke Walsh, and the umpire will ball it up once again. Tap down by Cook to Luke Walsh. Kicks this one high. Tap backwards by Conlon. He retrieves his ball. Back to Owens. Dodges around traffic. Picked up by Kai Watts. Gets his kick away. Kicks it down looking for Olsen's. Gone through his hands. Over the back, Lockie Parking runs onto this one. And has a great shot at goal there. Just gets through the outreached hands of his Griffith opponent there on the line and kicks a miraculous goal there for the Lions. A good start to this third quarter, Guy.
So a goal inside the first 40 seconds here of the third quarter at the Gammain Sports Ground, and Sam Martin will be pleased with that start, Andrew. That's exactly what they needed. And you spoke there in your opening comments there about the best players for the Lions. Of course, Alexander for the opportunity. It's mostly about how it's delivered to him, Andrew. He can capitalise upon good delivery.
Yep. Yeah, Lions are sort of tipped it high, and the delivery hasn't been great so far today. Hopefully they can turn it around in this second half. Richards wins that tap on occasion. Down to Owens again for Griffith. Gets his kick away. Out to Martin. Back to Proctor. Back to Martin. Comes across to the shed side there. Zach Bohop takes the mark there. Chips it over the top to Jack Sussay, who's run on from half back there. Looks to send this ball in long, looking for Alexander, and Olsen chips this one over the top. Charging through is Alexander there. The ball's gone over the sidelines. It'll be a throw in.
Breeze still much the same as what the start of the game. So we have a look at those flags on top of the scoreboards. If anything, a little bit stronger. But so the Lions really need to capitalise this quarter. Attack with the wind.
Cook and Richards in the ruck once again. Cook with front position. Richards over the back there. Wrestles, taps it to himself, gets a hand pass away. Gathered there by Best, but he's wrapped up in a tackle there by Walsh and Cook.
So it'll be a ball in, only just 5 metres in from the boundary line there.
Cook wins that on that occasion. Down to Rouse, and he clears the ball there. Over the top, gathered by Sussay there. He runs back into trouble there, wrapped up in a tackle. He's caught with the ball there, and it's a free kick to Daniel on that occasion. Ran back into trouble on that time. He tips this one forward, looking for young Summers. Takes possession.
Lack of talk there from the Lions.
Kicks this one high under it is Ben Walsh. Once again, takes a strong mark in front of Toscan.
Again, Ben Walsh saves the day. Repelling the attack.
Going field there, but nudged under the ball was McKegg by Cunliffe. He takes the mark, moves this one on quickly. Kicks high, but it's a good mark to Josh Walsh over the back there for the Lions. Looks to chip this one wide. Finds Jack Sussay.
Jack Sussay looking to amend that previous when he was caught with the ball.
Comes back in field to Aaron Proctor, then on to Kirkman. Lions moving the ball well there. Gets a hand pass on to Jesse Lander. Goes to kick long, but it's a floating kick, not to the advantage of Olsen on that occasion, and marked by Foley deep in defence for Griffith. Kicks this one over the top and finds Cunnell out that far side, on to young Summers. Kicks this one over the top looking for Spencer, who takes the mark in front of Seb Hamlin. Just held up there on that half-back flank for Griffith. Plays on, runs around. He's got Payne over the back there, takes a good mark. Just shy of the scoreboard. Comes inside, kicks this one long. Under it is Walsh and Toscan. Cut off by Jack Sasse. Hand pass over the top, looking for Aaron Proctor there. Gone through hands, back to Jesse Lander. Gets a hand pass away, gathered by Kirkman. His kick smothered there, charging through his own for Griffith. Chips this one high on his left foot. Racing for the ball is Walsh and Daniels. And it's going to beat both of them over the sidelines, and the umpire will throw it in.
So throw in out there in front of the Gammain Pharmacy sign. So 10 down there in the main street of Gammain. Terrific to have a pharmacy in this little town, and Tim was telling me he's looking forward to the swap meet today in Wagga, Andrew. He's really keen on that sort of thing. So.
Yes, he's got a few old antique items there in the shop. Ball comes down to Luke Walsh, kick smothered there by Griffith, and it's over the sidelines, and it'll be thrown in once again.
Repeat throw in front of the pharmacy. Plenty of coughs and colds going around, so you can get all your medication down there off tin. As long as you don't get this COVID that's hanging around.
Cook and Payne in the ruck. One by Cook. Butters is wrapped up, or Lockie Parker's wrapped up, Carnegie, sorry, is wrapped up in a tackle there, and the umpire will ball it up. All of these players look very similar in this afternoon sun. Going high is Payne. Brings the ball to ground. Players diving in there, and the umpire calls for another ball up once again. Very tight contest at the start of this third quarter.
She looks more like that game on Wednesday night, Andrew, at the moment.
Yes. Oh, player ducks under a tackle there, back to Owens. He has a running shot at goal here, and it's gone to the left and through behind for Griffith. So Ben Walsh brings this one back in, plays on, goes straight up the centre of the ground. It's a big helicopter kick, gone through the hands of young Conlon, gathered by Best there, kicks it wide, finds Connolly, gets a hand pass over to Marishi there for Griffith, goes wide, decides to come back inside there to young Spencer. He drops a mark he should have took, play on, charging through is Sam Martin, hand pass on to Jack McKeag, runs this one on long, looking for Connor Krebser. It's gone through his hands and over the sidelines. Well challenged by his opponent there, Agnew for Griffith, and the ball's to be thrown in there.
So the throw in out there will be effected in front of the Red Star Insurance Brokers there from Wagga Wagga.
Olsen's coming out from full forward to take this ruck up against Richards. Ball's fallen short there. Gone through hands. Olsen's charging through. He can't gather this in. Grab it by Foley. Back out the back there to Agnew. And the ball's gone over the sidelines there. It'll be thrown in once again.
So repeat throw in nearly from the same position.
So Jed Corbett gets to perfect this one. The last one fell a bit short. Olsen and Richards in the ruck. Olsen taps this one down to advantage. Charging through there is Griffith, but Connor Krebser wraps up his opponent, and the umpire will ball it up once again.
Jed hasn't got that phone in his pocket, Andrew, so he can keep an eye on Big Brother, has he?
No. Tap down by Olsen, quick snap by Lockie Parker, and through the hands of George Alexander, through from behind. Now the Lions are looking to lock this ball in. Good to see some of their defenders willing to take the game on. They've on occasions over the last few weeks gone back into their shells and haven't been dared to take the game on, and been shy in making mistakes.
So 8 minutes gone in the third quarter.
Ball kicked high under. This is Ben Walsh. He's been bumped out of that contest. Ball's been tapped over the back there. Coming through is Kirkman. Kicking it off the ground is Spencer for Griffith. Grabbed up there is Nan Curry. Good strong tackle there by Jack Sasse, and the umpire has deemed he's caught with the ball. Good tackle there. And the Lions kick. Richards racing back in defence for Griffith there now. Olsen on the lead. Chipped in short. Doesn't hit anyone on that occasion. Marn gets the hand pass back. Foley comes charging through, he's dropped the ball. Play on, says the umpire there. Butters tries to pick it up, back to Foley there, gets his kick away. Ball's come wide and out on the Foley in front of the grandstand, and it'll be a free kick to the Lions.
Plenty of spectator input in Andrew here.
Yeah, the crowd's getting quite vocal. Jack Susso to bring this ball back in for the Lions. Kicks this one long and high. Under this is Ben Walsh. Can't take the mark. Charging through his young Maurishi. Takes a bounce through the centre of the ground. 2 bounces. Kicks this ball long and low, but sitting under it is Josh Walsh for the Lions. Clears this ball out to the side there to Sam Martin in front of the scoreboard. Chips it over to Connor Krebser. Finds him in front of his opponent Agnew. Swings around on his trusty left. Looking for Jack McKeag on this occasion and finds him in that half-forward flank. Goes to swing back in board. It's an errant kick there. It's gone over the top there. Gone through hands. Picked up by Ben Walsh. Gets to swing this one in. Says, I'll do it myself. And it's through for a goal. Goal to Ben Walsh for the Lions. And
That's the way to do it, Andrew. We've spoken about it all day. Those long kicks, using that breeze when you can. So Ben Walsh, yeah, very trusty on that left foot. Had time to size up the situation and have a shot. Goal was the result. 10 minutes gone, third quarter. So plenty more time for the Lions to add on to this. The Swans, they'll come out in the final quarter. They'll have the breeze at their backs, and the Swans, they won't give up.
Foley enriches the ruck. Foley wins that ruck on that occasion. Charges through his Lockie Parker. He's wrapped up in a tackle. Going to be caught with the ball. Play on there by Daniels from Griffith. Sends this one long into an open 4 line. Bounces over the back of Jack Susse. Charging through is Luke Walsh. On to Ben Walsh. The Walsh boys playing well. Kicks this one long. Looking for Alexander. Punch clear by Best. Underneath it is Alexander, who regroups again. Sends this one long and high out wide. Looking for Kai Watson. Young Conlon here. Gives him a bit of a shove. He can't hold the mark. Play on, says the umpire. Back to Agnew for Griffith. On to Cunliffe. Chips this one over the top. Coming in here is George Alexander. Almost takes the mark. Play on, says the umpire. Back to Burhop. He's roughed up in a tackle. Gets his kick away. Gathered by McKeag. On to Proctor. It's all hands and deck here. Kicks this one through. Kai Watts comes in and hit the post. It's a behind. Scrambling play there from the Lions.
Swan supporters not happy. They thought that was a push in the back there a while ago.
Ball comes wide to Spencer here. He chips this one short to young Marishi. Takes it in the flank here in front of Krebser. Kicks this one long and low. Under it is Luke Walsh. Goes through his hands. Owens can't take the mark. Big hip and shoulder there by Richards. Back by Seb Hamlin. Gets the 1-2 here over the top to Ben Walsh. Kicks this one high. Under it is Olsen. That's a good mark to Aaron Proctor on that occasion from behind. No one in the forward line there for the Lions. Burhop on the lead. Chips this one in short. Looking for Seb Hamlin. Takes a good strong mark there. 45 metres out.
Andrew, if we had a statistician, Ben Walsh's column would be getting filled up.
They'd need a new page, a new book. Dominating across half back there for the Lions. The young Seb Hamlin. They have a shot here. You're going to have to kick it probably from 48 metres.
Breeze over his shoulder. He'll need it.
Kicks on its way. It's going to fall short. Under it is Olsen. Too strong down there and takes a good strong mark. What's the big fella going to do here? Is he going to run around? Is he going to go back and do a drop punt? Looks like he's going to do the drop punt.
Well, I won't talk about it. That might help.
Lining up for the Lions. Give them a much needed goal. It's been all Lions in this third quarter. Runs in. Kicks on its way and he's very excited. Big also with that one. Gets his first. What's the score on the Beyond Bank scoreboard, guy?
Well, I've got it, Andrew, 8-10-58. The Swans 5-5-35, but I'm not sure that I'm not sure that the Swans haven't got another behind, but we'll check that with the check score at three-quarter time.
5-5 on the Bill Warren Memorial scoreboard over there, guy.
The scoreboard and the scoreboard at the ground and myself have got it the same. Right, so we've got confirmation from the check scorer, the Swans, that the score is right. So 8-10 for us, Tim, is that right? Very good. So don't forget that Beyond Bank, great supporters of the Lion. They've got that community sponsorship account, so all you people out there with all that extra money, you can start putting the money in the bank now. Interest rates are rising.
Umpire balls it up, but no one can clear it, so he takes it again. Richards wins this tap, taps it down, charging through his Spencer. He's wrapped up in a strong tackle by Sean Foley. Gets his hand pass away to Sam Martin. He gets his hand pass on to Burhoff. Back to Sam Martin. Lions starting to run the ball now.
More desperation from the Lions this quarter, Andrew.
Kirkman looks low and kick this one. It's gone through the hands of Jack McKeag. Butters tries to pick this one up. He's wrapped up in a strong tackle and the umpire ball it up. Just dropping that many marks are going through hands on occasions, guys.
Yep.
Perfect conditions today.
Yeah, you just need to pick up that skill level a little bit.
Jack McKeag gathers this one in from the ruck. Tips this one over the top and leading out strongly is Jacob Olsen, who's shown a bit of confidence now. He'll line up for his second for the quarter.
Yeah, the Lions need all these opportunities with the breeze in this quarter, favouring them. 15 gone. Also, kick from about 25, slight angle. Shouldn't be a problem to a veteran like Also.
It's on its way. The umpire likes it, and it's through for a goal. Lions push ahead.
The Lions 9-10, 64. The Swans 5-5, 35. So the Swans have only scored a point behind this quarter. So the Lions, it's been all attack. So whatever Sam Martin gave them a bit of a touch up at half time, or the water or the Gatorade, whatever it was, the Lions have come out in desperation. Led by Ben Walsh there across that half back. It's been a standout.
And all the way across in Richmond, South Australia, Riley Corbett kicks his second goal to take the Westies 38 to Port Adelaide 19.
So there's the around the grounds information from South Australia. Well done, Riley. Keep it up.
Lions trying to gather this ball out of the ruck, and the umpire calls for another ball up here. Cook and Payne, in the ruck on this occasion. Payne wins the ruck, down to his feet. Dylan Cook tries to pick it up, gets one out to Jesse now, tries to kick it off his toes, gathers it in, chips this one short, looking for George Alexander, and finds his on the chest there. 45 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Yeah, good vision, good lead.
Playing in front.
Impossible to do for a defender to do anything about that with when it's delivered like that, particularly when you're on the lead. So he's going to kick from 45, not quite 45, yeah, about 45-degree angle. Won't be a problem to George Alexander. He allows for the breeze.
Kick looks good. There's that little customary little stutter in his run up, and but he's very accurate and puts it through for the Lions.
Well, at least he doesn't have a run up like that Benny Brown from Melbourne, Andrew. You're waiting all day for him to kick a goal.
He'd be down in the dam down there.
Yeah, not enough room on this ground.
Young Connor Smith comes from the ground, and onto comes Lockie Parker.
So the Lions keeping up those rotations. Seems to be working this quarter, Andrew. But that movement, that strong movement across half back, and some lot better kicks has been the difference this quarter.
Cook and Payne in the ruck on that occasion, and once again no one can clear the ball, and it's another ball up there. That's happened on a few occasions. Cook wins this tap down, but it's gathered by Spencer. Gets a hurriedly kick high, but once again that man, Ben Walsh, takes another mark across half back. Kicks this one long, looking for Kirkman. Pushes his opponent under the ball, it goes over the top. Race for the ball here between Jack McKeag. He gives it in, back to Kirkman. Kicks this one high, under it is Olsen. Going through his hands, over the back is Kai Watts. And he's kicked it.
No.
Oh, he's missed it. Oh, regulation goal there for Kai Watts, but it's just gone through from behind. He can't believe it. He's the great-grandfather of Connor Smith here today, Guy, watching the game.
I think I can see the Commodore over there. Andrew, I'm not sure. I haven't been around, but he's probably over there sitting in the Commodore.
Yep, Lenny Brill, premiership player for the Gamay Maroons.
I'll wait for this and then go.
Sam Foley to bring this ball in for Griffith. Kicks it long and high. Under it is Cook and Walsh, but it's almost marked by Payne on that occasion. Charging through his Butters. Back to Jesse Lander. Kicks this one high. Under it is George Alexander and Foley. They can't gather it in, and it's over the sideline for a throw in.
So throwing there out in front of the Rabobank. Guys, there's quite some of the farmers in the district use the Rabobank. They tell me they're very good. Andrew, you threw me there. I was thinking about grandfathers, and I was just thinking about the late Bill Walsh, because Ben Walsh is playing the way Bill liked. He said long kicks and plenty of them.
Yep. Umpires allowed that one to play on. I think it was going to be a free kick to... no, it's a 50-metre penalty. It was a free kick against the Lions, and young Shannon Butterfield played on there and kicked the ball through the goals. The umpires given a 50-metre penalty.
Pretty
Come
good.
back into the centre of the ground.
Pretty good 52.
Yes, I'd like to be getting real estate off him.
19 minutes gone in the third quarter.
So Payne to take this kick for Griffith. Chips one short. Going over the top of Jack Rouse. Charging through is Jesse Lander. Taps it on. Gathered by Payne. Wrapped up in a tackle by Kirk Mahon. Play on, says the umpire. It's gone out the back. Through the hands. Grabbed by Nun Conlon. Gets us palm off and gets it away to Marisha, but he's under pressure and ball's gone out on the full.
So Jesse Lander will bring the ball back in. He'll kick it in right here below the commentary position on the club room side of the ground.
Kicks it back in play. Under this is Olsen. Takes a good mark in front of Foley at centre forward there for the Lions.
Olsen making a mark on the game in this quarter.
2-on-1 in the goal square. Alexander and Cunningham coming through his Lockie Parker. He can't gather it in. He's thrown out of the way. Doesn't have possession. Play on, says the umpire. And he's going to ball it up there deep in the pocket for the Lions.
Plenty of time left in the quarter. Only 20 minutes gone.
Ball's thrown up. Connell's wrapped up in a tackle. Charging through his Lockie Parker again. Kicked off the ground there. Marked by Griffith. Play on they do. Kick this one long and high. Under it is Matt Carnegie. Takes a good strong mark in front of their main box there. Chips one over the top. It's high to Kirkman. Takes a mark. The mark to Kirkman. The umpire's deemed. Take his kick here in front of the broadcasting box.
Swan supporters not happy, but that's the way it goes.
They're going to send this one in. High. Under it is Olsen. Foley. Comes off hands. Argus grabs it in and the umpires call the ball up. 30 metres out from the Lions goal. Olsen tries to take this out of the ruck. Taps this forward. Charging through with Shannon Butterfield. He can't gather it in. Picks it up now. Swings on his left. Kicks it high. Ball's rolled through and touched on the line by Best for Griffith and
Umpire deemed it was touched in the pack. So the Beyond Bank scoreboard sees the Lions 10-12, 72. The Swans 5-5, 35. 22 minutes gone, third quarter.
Connell will bring this one back in for Griffith. Comes wide, it's kicked low and he finds his Griffith opponent there, teammate on the half forward flank. Chips one over the top. Finds young Marisha, who's been good on half back there for Griffith. Takes the mark. Looks to play on, kicks this long and low. Under this is Ben Walsh once again. And once again he takes another strong mark. Looks to switch his back in field to Sam Martin, the centre of the ground. He takes the mark there. Chips one in short, finds Aaron Proctor. Got Kanagi wide, at his feet, gathers this one in, gets a hand pass off to Connor Krebser, has to use his wrong preferred foot, kicks this one high. Kai Watts takes a good strong mark there. He should go back and have a shot here for the Lions.
Andrew, the Lions attack this quarter. It's now making the Swans look tired, which I'm probably sure they are too, but that's what happens. That can happen quick in a game, can't it? Like the Lions come out and they've been relentless in their attack in this third quarter, and all of a sudden, you know, some of the Griffith guys have dropped their heads a little bit. They've done pretty well to half time.
Yeah, I like to see the blokes are running and carrying off that half back line there. They're Umpires call this a goal there for the Lions. It's swung around the goals. What's the score on the Beyond Bank scoreboard, Guy?
Lions now 11-12-78. Swans 5-5-35. So don't forget to get down there to that Beyond Bank. They've ever since the inception of Wagga Mutual Credit Union, and which is now Beyond Bank, they've been great supporters of the Lions and the community with those community sponsorships accounts. So been well received. Got to have the money to put in there, Andrew. That.
Yeah, that's right, Guy, yeah. Hard to make. Back in the centre of the ground, Cook and Richards once again in the ruck. Lions have dominated this third quarter.
Complete domination.
Ball thrown up. Richards thumps this one forward. Onto it is Owens. Gets a little kick away to no one in particular. Jack Sasse gathers it in, gets a hand pass out wide and finds Zach Burhop on the run here. Kicks this one down long. Good mark to Butters. Not paid on that occasion. Charging through again is Burhop. A lift in intensity here from the Lions. Wrapped up in a tackle there is Ralston. He gets his hand pass away to young Marisha. Gets it out wide and finds Nenkaro on that far wing for Griffith. He's held up now, waiting for teammates to push back. Chips this one long and low, looking for Richards, but it's gone over his head. And once again, Ben Walsh cleans up there for the Lions. Chips inside to Zach Burhop.
Never wastes the kick either, Andrew.
Very efficient guy. Kicks this one long, Burhop does, and finds Olsen. 60 metres out, onto Jack McKegg on the run. Chips this one in low, looking for George Alexander. Bumps his opponent out of the way. Tries to gather this one in. Charging through is Lockie Parker. He can't kick it off the ground. Grabbed by Foley there. Get this one wide to Best. Griffith scrambling there, and it's over the sidelines. It'll be a throw in there near the point post.
So once again, throwing in front of that Coolin Butchery sign. Those good supporters there from Coolman. Well, I guess they support Coolman more than they support us, but they're good enough to sponsor the Lions.
Thrown in there. Tapped off the ruck by Olsen. Jack McKee can't pick it up. Cleared by Daniels on that occasion. High. Almost grabbed by Burhop. He has a running shot at goal here. Sends it on its way, but it's through from behind.
The Lions 11-13-79. The Swans 5-5-35. 26 minutes gone.
Foley to bring it in once again. Chips short, finds Daniels, but it's cut off by Kai Watts. Can't take the mark, plays on. He's wrapped up in a tackle. Kicks this one off the ground forward. Grabbed by Conlon. Chips it wide and finds Best. He plays on here. He's got young Spencer over the back. He takes the mark in front of Burhop. Plays on. Swings around on his left. Kicks this one long and high. Under the ball is Sasse, who takes a good mark over his opponent there in Argus. Chips it on forward and finds Martin, who's been good on that wing there this quarter. Chips it over the top and finds Jacob Olsen, who's playing out from goal a lot more this quarter. Kicks it long and it's a well-judged mark, but the umpire's deemed to push in the back.
Hands in the back, I think he's paid Andrew, has he?
Yep. Need to be pushed in the back, and Foley takes the kick, kicks it wide, and finds Daniel on that far flank.
So a lot better quarter there for the Lions. That third quarter, they stamped their dominance on the game in that quarter, Andrew. They came out right from the first ball up with their intention. So I wasn't in the room at half time, but whatever the message that Sam Martin gave them, I'm sure he gave them a message at half time. They really carried it out and played a different game altogether. A lot more attack and desperation right across that half-back line. So good to see, positive there for the Lions.
Yeah, it was a good quarter by the Lions, and their best players for that quarter, Ben Walsh once again is playing a blinder there across half-back for the Lions.
Yeah, well, Sam Martin, you mentioned Sam Martin there late in the call, Andrew. Sam's had a very good quarter, and then he was able to bring a lot of players. He's looking up to see who he can bring into the play and set the play up to come across that through the centre, and yeah, much better. And of course, also proved a handful then for the Swans defenders, as you know he can. And they dropped off him a little bit, allowed him a little bit of space, and don't have to give also much space or room, he'll cut you to pieces. So we'll be back with the fourth quarter shortly. So the players break from the huddle at the start of the fourth quarter. Got an update there from South Australia, Andrew.
Yes, half time in South Australia, Guy, and West Adelaide are 44 to Port Adelaide 31.
And Riley just still with 2 goals.
Yeah, with 2 goals, Guy, yeah.
Good luck, Riley, with the next half of the game. As we get ready for the last quarter here. Swans. Swans will go with the breeze.
Ball's knocked down there by Cook. Aaron Proctor makes a strong tackle. Out to Jack McKeag there. On to Zach Burhop. Running for this one is Jesse Lander, who marks it in front of the scoreboard. Plays on. It's a rough old kick back inside. Grabbed by Cunnell. Wrapped up by Watts there. Can't get his hand passed away as young Marisha. And the umpire's den to be caught with the ball. It's a good strong tackle there by Lockie Parker. And he'll go back and have a shot on goal. About 40 metres out. He'll have to kick it from 45.
45 with a bit of breeze in his face. It'll have to be a good kick.
He wants to go now. The flags are still at the moment.
Yep.
He's taking his time. He's lining this one up.
Beautiful afternoon sunshine, which Baz hates with the camera work.
Kicks on its way, and it's marked right on the line there in front of the behinds by Payne for Griffith. Looks to bring this back in. Sends this one on a slide way right out to the wing under this. Seb Hamlin's gone through his hands. Can't contain it. Gets a hand pass out to Luke Walsh. On to Sam Martin. Swings around on his right. Chips this one in short. Looking for George Alexander. He can't take the mark. Jesse Lander tries to kick this off the ground. Sam Foley comes charging through. George Alexander picks it up. Hand pass over the top there to no one in particular. Ball's on the ground there. Grabbed by Cunnell. Gets a hand pass back to Payne. Kicks this one high. Under it is Cook. Ben Welsh comes charging through and bumped into his opponent there. Bit of friendly fire. Ball goes forward there. Gathered by Ben Welsh. Chips this one off the ground there. Aaron Proctor can't pick it up. And the umpire's going to call for a ball up. Deemed just on that whistle. It's a bit of a throw. A sling tackle there. And
he's penalised the Lions there for that sling tackle.
Owen to take the kick. Kicks this one back and finds young Conlon. Plays on wide. He's got Nankara on that far pocket in front of Olsen. Takes the mark. Bit of trouble down in defence here. Someone swinging them. Toscan and Sasse having a wrestle. Foley kicks this one short and finds Carnegie there. Kicks this one back in looking for Olsen. He sits under this one. Play on, says the umpire. Ball's gone over the back to George Alexander. Gets his hand pass back to Parker. Back to Alexander. And the ball's out over the sideline for a throw-in.
Throw-in out there in front of the Harris contracting sign. Sean, very busy with his team lately. Also in front of the sports club. Players have got that big ball tonight up at the sports club for the raising money for the mental health. Great to see. Good support for that.
Foley taps this one forward. McKeag tries to pick it up. George Alexander shoved forward. McKeag regathers and kicks the goals. That's Jack McKeag's third, I think, is it, Guy?
I think you might be right, Andrew. That's his forte. He's very handy at those capitalising on those situations. So the Beyond Bank scoreboard sees the Lions 12-13, 85. The Swans 5-5, 35. So the Swans have only added a point since half time. I make it. 3 minutes gone in the last term. Beautiful afternoon, late afternoon sunshine here, mid-July.
What do you think of the old Gairmain colours, Guy? The 40-year celebration, the retro colours, and that sunlight looked pretty good.
Yes, standing out now, yep. Looked a bit bright at the start of the year, but now we're used to them.
Yeah. Sean Foley goes up the ruck, won by Payne on that occasion. Marisha gathers this one out, bursts out of the pack, kicks this one long for Griffith. Under the ball is Spencer, and he takes a good mark there for Griffith. And it'll be a reply here for Griffith if he can kick this one.
Yeah, he should be able to slot this one through. He doesn't need the breeze, but it's right at his back. He's only going to be 20 metres out, 25 at most when he lets it go.
Comes in for his kick. Left foot. And it's a goal to Griffith. A good reply.
Umpire doesn't move. So that's Swans' first goal since the second quarter. The Lions 12-13, 85. The Swans 6-5, 41. Andrew, you threw me a little bit with those traditional Guernseys, because I was thinking back to the Maroons, and of course that we've got that 2 away games, and then the big game here on the 7th of August, the big 40th reunion. So anyone that's been involved with the Lions over the years, they're most welcome to come back for that weekend and have a look at that home game on the 7th of August. You'd be most welcome.
Game against Turvey Park. Foley in the ruck, up against Payne. Payne wins it on that occasion, down to Rowson, but he's wrapped up in a strong tackle there by Jesse Lander, and the umpire calls to ball it up once again. Payne and Foley. Payne wins it again, taps it down. Foley on the top of this one. No one can pick it up. The umpire's going to call for another ball up.
Might even be able to get that number 1 supporter down from Sydney, Peter Armstrong, back for that game, Baz.
Yeah.
See what you can do.
He might come in for a complimentary call.
He's the number 1 viewer on the YouTube.
Sam Martin takes the possession of this one out to Aaron Proctor there on the wing. Gets one over the top. It's high to Kai Watts. Ball's back inside to Ralston. Back to Spencer. Dodges around 1. Goes to kick this one long. Under this is Foley. Takes a good strong mark, and he's been paid in front of the coach's box.
Eyes on the ball the whole time, Foley. His eyes never left the ball. That's the way it's got to be, even when you're backing under a pack.
Sends this one long. Under it is Jack McKeag in front position. Play on, says the umpire. Gets a hand pass over the top to Sam Martin. He can't pick it up. Gathers it in now. Back to Aaron Proctor. Chips one over the top. Finds Seb Hamlin there. Umpire says play on. Looked like a mark to me, Guy.
Did he think it wasn't far enough?
I'd
or?
say that's
Yep.
what it must have been. Yeah. Foley in the ruck. Taps it down. Charging through as Aaron Proctor. Gets his hand pass away to Kirkman, but he's wrapped up in a strong tackle and he's doomed to be caught with the ball. Kick to Owens for Griffiths. Been good for them today. The veteran kicks this one long, looking for Richards. Under it is Foley. Punches this one over the back. Charging for the ball is Matt Canaghy and takes it over the line. Through from behind. Plays on quickly. Out wide to Ben Walsh. Takes the mark. Looks to kick this long, looking for Jack McKeag, but under it is Jack Rowson. Takes the mark in front of him. Looks to bring it back inside and finds Owens in the centre of the ground. In front of Marn. Kicks this one long and low, but charging through is Jack Sasse. Takes a good mark in front of his opponent.
Well cut off by Sasse.
He's been good today, Jack Sasse.
Yep.
Looks to play on quickly. Finds Marn on the wing. Takes a mark. Goes back for his kick. But Sam Martin making room here and takes a good mark on the wing.
Jack Sasse might be inspired by his cousin Riley, doing well over there in South Australia today.
Sends this one in long and high. Under it is Jack McKeag and takes a good strong mark in front of his opponent there in Payne, and he'll go back and have a shot from 52 metres out. It's going to have to be a good kick.
Might want someone for the Lions in front of this pack, Andrew, for this one.
He's got George Alexander and Olsen there deep in the goal square.
Breeze, probably not what it was at the start of the game, but still there. Comes in, he's going to have to kick from right on the 50. Gives it everything.
Kicks on its way, it's looking long and high, almost marked by Olsen. Play on, says the umpire. He can't pick it up. Comes back inside to Alexander. Back to Parker, swinging back and Burhop, and under this is Butterfield. Goes through his hands over the back, gathered by Griffith there. Charging through his Watts, gathered by Spencer. Looks to clear this for Griffith, gets one out wide and finds his teammate there in front of Sasse. He plays on, chips one over the top, looking for Daniels. He finds him. Griffith moving this well. They're on the wing now.
Let off there for the Swans.
Goes back inside there, cut off by Seb Hamlin. Charging through the middle, gathers this one in. He's going to have to get rid of it. He does. It's a mongrel kick forward, and it's marked by a drop by Nankara on that occasion. Griffin looked to bring it back out, and under this is Daniels. Takes a mark in front of Sasse and Walsh. Plays on, kicks it over the top to young Spencer. He looks to play on now, kicks this ball long, looking for Toscan on the lead, and he takes the mark on the boundary line there for Griffith. Looks to come inside for Richards. Kicks this one high to his advantage. Under it is Walsh. Punches the ball clear through the goals for a behind, and Lions to regroup. Canaghy to bring that in. Goes short to Aaron Proctor there in the pocket. Lions look to take it wide. Chips it high. Burhop leaves this one, and it's taken by Spencer on that occasion brings it back to Nankara, kicks this one high, and under it again is Ben Walsh. Plays on, kicks this one wide to Josh Walsh, takes a mark.
He's on that second page on the stat sheet, Andrew.
Yeah, definitely. Comes inside and finds Sean Foley.
Sean Foley coming into the game too.
Yeah, good opportunity for Sean to rack up some possessions. Marked by Ben Walsh, back to Jack Sussay. Takes one leisurely bounce along that far back flank. Chips over the top to Sam Martin, coach, who's moved across the far side of the ground. Takes one bounce. Looks to send this one long and low, but underneath it is Griffith there. Picked up by Jack McKeag. On to Lockie Parker. Hooks this one back inside, looking for Connor Smith there. Gathered by Marisha for Griffith. Kicks this one back and long and low. It's smothered by Jack McKeag there. Connor Smith's wrapped up in a tackle there. Can't get rid of it.
Yeah,
no prior ball it up.
No prior opportunity.
Cook and Payne in the ruck there. Cook taps it down. Gathered by Rouston. Smothered by Parker there. Cook's wrapped under a tackle there. Can't get it free. And the umpire ball it up once again.
So the ball up. It's right on the 50. On the Lions attacking half forward, scoreboard side.
Cook and Payne in the ruck. Gathered by Spencer. Gets his kick away there. Under this is Burhop. Can't grab it. Wraps up his opponent in a strong tackle there. And the umpire call for a ball up.
So we're going nowhere fast. Players getting a bit tired, of course.
Foley in the ruck. Taps it down. Gathered by Owen for Griffith. Dodges around a couple. Swings onto his right. Comes back into the centre of the ground. Marked by Toscan in the centre there in front of Jack Sussay. Holds the ball up, looking for a lead there. Sends it wide. Finds his Griffith teammate here in front of the coach's box for Gammain. Looks to send this one in long and high. Under this is Kanagi and Richards. 3 against 1. And Gammain take it out over the line.
Once again, will be thrown out there in front of the Rabobank guys. You're looking to buy some ground, you're going to need a bank of some sort.
Foley and Richards in the ruck here. Oh, he just shoves his opponent out of the way, Foley, but the ball is marked on the goal line there by Seb Hamlin, covering that last line of defence.
Saved the day there, Seb.
Comes in short, long and low to his captain, coach Sam Martin, who had to dive and just picks it up on his fingertips. Kicks it over the top and finds Ben Walsh. Lions look to run this out of defence quickly. Kicks this one over the top and finds Seb Hamlin, who's had a good game, the young fella today. Been involved. Finds it on that half back flank. Chips it over the top and finds Jack Sussay. Kicks this one long and low, looking for Connor Smith. He can't pick it up. Charges through his George Alexander. Grabs it off his toes. Back to Josh Walsh. Hooks this one around and high. Under it is Dylan Cook, but it's marked by Sam Foley on that occasion. Chips this one over the top. Coming through is Jesse Lander. He can't grab it. Back to Luke Walsh. Back to Lockie Parker. Back to Jesse Lander. Has a running shot at goal. And it's through from behind.
Offline there for that one for Jesse.
The Lions just wasting opportunities there at the moment.
The on-bank scoreboard, the Lions 12-15-87, Swans 6-6-42, 13 gone.
Good mark there by Jesse Lander from that kick in. Goes and plays on. Kicks this one high. He's got George Alexander in a good position. He takes a good mark in front of Best there. He'll go back and line up for goal.
Andrew called it. Alexander made the position. And, that's what it's about. Plenty of height in the kick, but he was good enough to hold his ground and across the breeze. Carried the ball forward. George Alexander had the front position. Jesse Lander would be pleased, Andrew, because he would have liked to have got more from that his last surge forward. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Kick's looking good, guy.
Very good. Good result.
And that's Alexander's 4th goal, I think. 4 goals to George. 3 goals to George Alexander today.
The Lions putting a fair gap on now. 13-15, 93. Swan 6-6-42.
Pushing on to that final series percentage is very important. We're just slightly behind Gully at the moment.
14 gone. Still time to add a bit more. Either side.
Cook and Payne in the ruck. Cook wins this ruck on that occasion. Thumps it forward. Picked up by Jack McKeag. Jack Raston comes charging through. Gathered by Payne. Kicks one back short. Punch clear by Spencer. Gathered by Griffith. Opponent there runs through. He breaks the tackle of Martin. Smothered there by Ben Walsh. Gets a hand pass back to his brother in Josh Walsh. Ships this one long and short. Looking for Burhop. Gone through his hands. Picked up by Argus. Looks to send this one back in. He's come back towards the centre. Under this is Dylan Cook. Can't take the mark. Charging through is Sam Martin. Picks it up. Chips one out wide. Looking for Jack McKegg, who's got room. Can play on here. Kicks it short and finds Lockie Parker. Back inside to Burhop. He's under pressure though. The ball's spilt free. Grabbed by Nankaro now, and he kicks this ball back inside through the hands of his Griffith teammate. Kanagi tries to pick this up. Dives on it. Gathered by Nankaro, who's running on. Looks to chip this one inside, and it's long and low, and it's a good mark there to Griffith.
Yeah, well played the Swans on that occasion. That they attacked and didn't give up over there. The Lions were under pressure, buying for time, 2-on-1, and the turnover came, and the Swans were able to capitalise.
Young Barter takes the mark there in front of Susse and go back and line up for Griffith.
So he's going to kick from about 30, Andrew, 45 degrees.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be a problem.
Kicks on its way. Goal umpire. Pulled it behind.
Faded to the left.
17-minute mark of the last quarter. Jack Susse to bring the ball into the Lions.
Lions 13-15, 93. The Swans 6-7, 43.
Goes long, looking for Ben Walsh. He's sitting under this one and takes an easy chest mark. Gets back inside to Sam Martin, running off that half-back flank. Looks forward for Cook. Marks in the centre of the ground. Looks to send this in long and low. It's going to hit the deck in front of Olsen. Picked up by Parker. Hand pass back out to George Alexander. Back to Butterfield. He's run out of room. Back to Alexander. Back to Lander. Back to Alexander.
Someone's going to have to kick it.
Yeah, the ball's on the ground now. Charging through is Olsen. Gets a grubbing kick out wide to Burhop. Back to Martin. Back to Marn. Chips this one inside. Looking for Jack McKegg. The mark spilt on the ground there. Play on, says the umpire. Griffith there in Toscan gets a hand pass away. He's wrapped up in a tackle, and the umpire will ball it up.
Yeah, Jack McKegg double teamed on that occasion. He's being dangerous, so the Swans are paying plenty of attention to him.
Yeah, Griffith sitting a couple of numbers back in there in defence. Richards wins it out of the ruck there, and a good tackle by Dylan Cook there, and
Incorrect disposal.
gets the free there. He's got numbers inside though. He looks to send this one in long and high. Running for this is Alexander. No one can take the mark. No one can pick it up. Umpire's deemed a ball up there. 40 metres out in front of Gammain's goal.
Swans players sport themselves there a minute ago. They went up together.
Richards grabs this one out of the ruck. Kicks it high. Runs on and punches his own ball. Cleans up his teammate there. It's gone wide. And free kick to Griffith there, didn't have ball in hand. Young Argus plays on, kicks this one high, looking for the other Argus. Marked by, over the back to Sam Martin. Dodges around his opponent, brings it inside and finds Cook.
Our coach has had a good second half, Andrew.
Yeah, he's been very good today. Comes inside to Ben Walsh, on to Seb Hamlin. Marks there, just shy of centre forward. Looks to send this one wide. He's got Alexander going for the ball, and he's judged it the best, over best, and he'll go back and have another shot at goal.
Good vision there by Seb Hamlin. He wasn't phased. He was under a little bit of pressure, but he knew where he's going because Alexander was lurking out in that pocket, and he was good enough to beat his opponents on that occasion. He's on a fair angle, but he's a very good kick. We know that. Does that, like Andrew said, he does that traditional line up, comes in, drop punt, goal umpire hardly has to move. Yep, Alexander liked it from the time it left his boot.
What's the score on the Beyond Bank scoreboard, Guy?
14-15, 99. Swans 6-7, 43. So can the Lions crack the century? 19 gone. There's plenty of time to do it.
Today's day and age of senior football, you don't see that 100 cracked very much.
No, it's a little bit unusual.
It's a defensive game these days. Cook and Richards in the ruck. 20-minute mark of the last quarter. Richards taps that one down, but it's gathered by Kirkman. It's another ball up.
Those of us of a certain age would call anything under 80 points a low-scoring game.
Yeah, a big thump by Richards forward to advantage. Argus slips over and he's about to kick. Back to Sussay. Out to Jesse Lander. Dives on the ball there, can't pick it up. Through their legs there, gathered by Jack Sussay. Back to Ben Walsh. Banana kick around the corner looking for Seb Hamlin. Gathers it in. Dodges around one. Gives it back to Zach Burhop on that far wing. Chips one short looking for Jack McKeag, but it's gone through the hand of Shannon Butterfield. He's gathered it in. Gets a hand pass back to Jack McKeag. Looks to send this one in short. Is Alexander on a strong lead there, and he's marked this one a little bit further out than the last kick. He tends to play on it. Kicks it high to Olsen's advantage, and he uses his body and well to take a strong mark over Foley, and he'll go back and line this one up, Guy. We're right behind this one.
The Lions were able to use, well, I think it was just superior fitness over there on that wing. They were able to run and create the... Seb Hamlin brought it out, and they created overlap through run, and their opponents just weren't up to it. And that's how it got to be delivered to Also in his favour.
Kicks on its way.
And Also brings it home.
And it's through the middle for Olsen.
We've cracked the ton.
Now the halfback line of the Lions today, particularly Jack Sussay, Ben Walsh and Seb Hamlin have been very attacking. You know, they haven't gone back into their shell. They've
well, we saw
took the game on.
We saw early in the season when the Lions played their best football, the attack was strong and emanated from that halfback line.
And with the support of Sam Martin on the wing, and they've been able to run and carry there in this second half, and looked a much better side.
The Lions 15-15, 105. Swans 6-7, 43. 21 and a half minutes gone.
Cook and Payne in the ruck. No one wins that ruck on occasion. It's gone over the back to Jesse Lander. He's wrapped in a tackle which he hasn't got hold of the ball. Play on, says the umpire, and it's another ball up. Tapped down by Cook, gathered by Mahon. He's been good in that midfield in the second half. Diving on the ball there is Lions. It's going to be another ball up for stalemate there.
All players, fair degree of tiredness now, of course.
Payne taps this forward, gathered by Kirkman, who read the tap well. Chips this one forward. It's a rough old kick out to the wing there. The ball's racing to the sidelines. Tried to picked up there by Connor Krebser. Hand passes it back inside to no one. Gathered by young Codlin. He's grabbed up in a strong tackle there by Mahon and caught with the ball. Play on, says the umpire. Krebser kicks this one high. Under it is McKeag. Can't take the mark. Charging through is George Alexander. Shrugs the tackle off. Chips this one over the top. Looking for Shannon Butterfield, and he takes the mark. 30 metres out on a tight angle.
The Lions should be able to add to this score. 23 gone. There won't be a lot of time left. Time enough to kick this goal. He's probably going to have to kick the foot from 40. Across Breeze now. Breeze coming over his left shoulder. He'll allow for that. Comes in. And that right foot. No, offline. Doesn't even carry the distance.
Olsen tries to mark, charging through his Lockie Parker there, and he swings this one around on his right foot. Scores a goal.
Lockie Parker swooped on it and said, well, I can clean this up. Lions 16-15, 111. Swans 6-7, 43.
12 minutes into the third quarter in Adelaide. It's West Adelaide 46, Port Adelaide 33.
Tight game over there then. You'll be looking forward to finishing this game, Andrew, and you'll be able to concentrate on that one.
Well, hopefully the West Adelaide the Bloods can hold on.
So just remind us how long since they've won a game?
26 games in a row they've lost.
Be a big night over there if they can get up.
Ball tapped down by Dylan Cook on that occasion. Zach Burhop comes in off the wing and gathers it. Back to Sam Martin, on to Dylan Cook. Wrapped up in a
Oh,
tackle
high
there,
tackle.
high, but yes, it's a free kick to Dylan Cook there. Back to Sam Martin. Comes in board, finds Kirkman. On to Seb Hamlin. Siren goes.
Siren goes to the Gambane Sports Ground. The Lions 16-15, 111. The Swans 6-7, 43. And the Lions even that last passage of play, Andrew, that summed it up. Sam Martin and attacking there with Seb Hamlin off that half back through the centre, and that's exactly how the Lions came out after half time and put that big gap on the Swans, and that was, the Swans had no chance after that once the Lions put the hammer down.
Yeah, no, those boys on the half-back line there, Seb Hamlin, Jack Sussay, Ben Walsh, a dominant display there at centre half-back, and along with Sam Martin, held that defensive line up strongly, and then you had the twin towers up forward, George Alexander, Jacob Olsen, 2 targets up there for the Lions.
They're a lot for any defender to attend to, and particularly, we keep saying it, when the ball's delivered to them in front, and they've got that height advantage and a little bit of a break on the lead, impossible to outdo them at most times. And we know that also is very good in that pack situation too. And I think there in that third quarter, the Swans sort of took their eyes off also a bit, and he was able to get into play, and that boosted his confidence, and you could see him really enjoying it. So we're about to sign off here from the sports ground here for the day against the Swans. So once again, we've got those 2 away games, and then we'll be back here on the 7th of August for that 40th anniversary of the amalgamation of Gambane, Grong Madong. We're going to celebrate it on that weekend against Turvey Park, the old foes from Turvey Park, Andrew. So it'll be on for young and old that day too.
Yeah, it should be a good game that day, Guy, with past players and committee and supporters returning.
So we'll sign off here and we'll see you then.